Welcome in to our closing stretch here of Celtics Trailblazers. Want to check in with you guys. Got a good crowd of you guys last time we did Celtics Blazers. A handful of Blazers fans jumping in the room in the chat here. Want to talk to you guys about Friday. Obviously, I was in the house there for a special game, a historic one, as Peyton Pritchard hits a three, 98-93. Just a beautiful game of shot making so far. Frustrating game if you like defense, and I do. So at times this one's been tough to watch just from a lack of defense standpoint. There goes Simons, wide open three, just hits the front of the rim. Same Simons picks off Jaylen Brown, taken in transition, left hand layup, no good, but he's gonna get fouled. Celtics gave up a big run to start this third quarter after half, a big run before halftime as well. CJ hitting a big three before halftime that ultimately gave the Blazers a lead. You also had some Lillard free throws down the stretch there. Nurkic finishing inside. Jayson Tatum got to 24 before halftime. Turnovers, though, big problem for him, big problem for the Celtics as a whole here, as they're trying to scrap out their third straight win. The Blazers came in with 3 straight wins out there in the West, and amazingly enough, the playoffs started today. That beautiful, awesome, exhilarating Grizzlies Blazers playing game that we saw a year ago. Could have been a play-in series, I believe, if the Grizzlies pulled off that first game. Blazers were able to pull it out. Lillard, part of his magnificent bubble run, pulled that one out as Marcus Smart hits a three. 3-pointers getting the Celtics back in it. They'd gone down by as many as 9 in this quarter. CJ missed a three, wide open three around the screen that would have made it 12. And since we've seen Fournier, Pritchard, and now Marcus Smart get on the 3-point board to make it 100-96. Celtics coming in the zone again after a quick stop. Smart backing down Lillard. Smart's had a few rough moments. Good one there, though. Flash of the wrist to Rob Williams' back line and a dunk. Makes it a 2-point game. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Another awesome game at TD Garden before the Celtics head out on some road games this week. Lillard, Smart. Smart had some luck against him last time in Portland that we talked to each other here. Melo, corner three, got to his spot quick and hit it. Carmelo Anthony approaching Elvin Hayes for 10th all-time in NBA scoring. He's not going to get there tonight, but he can put himself on track to do it sometime this week. Brown misses a three, moving gingerly back into the backcourt. He was questionable in this one. Lillard, Cantor, trying to clear Smart out with a screen. Can't do it. Lillard's lining up Smart on the right side. Three. Rims out. Rebound. Robert Covington. And the ball is going to stay here on a foul. So welcome in, guys. See a couple of you on Twitter. If you could pop over to the YouTube side and give a subscribe, it would be much appreciated. Bobby Manning, you search that on your YouTube tab, and the pastor comes first, and you'll see me second. Our Portland fan is in the house, 7SKYS. Welcome in, my man. CJ's coming in. He's had a great game. If we go through some of the scoring splits in this one, Tatum, of course, after the 20 at 37 over the weekend, 9 of 15 here. So we're talking 29 of his last 52. Just absurd efficiency. 29 of 52 puts him at 55.7% on his last 50 or so shots. Over 100 points since that Tuesday game that he sat out in, the rough loss. Celtics trying to be undefeated, came back into the lineup. Smart three. No good. Been a handful of rough 3-point shooting games for Marcus Smart. Looks like Aaron Nesmith saved the ball in bounds, and they're going to call a foul on Simons. Either that or out of bounds on him. But Aaron Nesmith, another great play saving a ball. And Aaron Nesmith's the guy we got to talk about. Just an incredible stretch of games going back to Wednesday. Got a chance there and went 6 of 12, 6 of 7 on Friday. And here against Portland, he is shooting 4 of 4. 12 of his last 22, as Rob Williams takes a 20-footer at the shot clock buzzer there, and after 3 quarters, it is 103-98. So, if the Celtics lose this, how bad is it? From a standing standpoint tonight, I don't think it's going to be too bad. Celtics had the benefit these last few of playing some Western Conference teams, a couple of teams in the East battling throughout the weekend. So, C's were able to get into a tie for the 5 seed. If looking at the results from today, anything important? Miami is up at halftime, so that's not great. Miami is still right there with the Celtics for that 5 seed as well, 6 seed spot. We have. That's it. That's all that really matters here tonight. So, if the Celtics were to lose this one, the East standings would look like this. C's would move a half game behind Atlanta for that 5 spot, or a full game with the Hawks win. Hawks' last game was a win over the Bulls yesterday, so that explains the half game that they now have over the Celtics. C's and Heat tied at 6, so a loss here, and you would think a Heat win over Charlotte would put Miami out of the play-in and the Celtics into it. So with 7 games to go after tonight, that would not be great. You don't want to give the Heat a leg up and control of their own destiny for that play-in race. Heat's remaining games. Obviously, both these teams have a series against each other starting next Sunday, a week from today. Before then, Heat play the Mavericks on Tuesday, Timberwolves on Friday. So a short week for the Heat. I believe Celtics as well are going to have a bit of a short week here. Magic on Wednesday, road trip for the Celtics. Bulls on Friday before that Heat series begins. So both these teams will be coming in the next series with just 2 games between now and then. So this one does have some significance. Our guy Arman says, great game from the role players. As Jared Weiss pointed out, 8 of 8 was tied for the best first half percentage-wise on that volume of shots by an NBA bench ever, which is funny when you think that the Celtics bench, last I checked, was ranked 29th in points. 53% from the field, 50% from 3, 84% from the free throw line. That's the Trailblazers here as they built a 7-point lead into the 4th quarter. Aaron Nesmith, Rob Williams, Romeo Langford, who has gotten a shot here as well as Jayson Tatum, as Pritchard misses a long 3. Bit of a heat check there. This bench unit going to play some important minutes here against Carmelo Anthony and Enes Kanter, and there are quite a few bench players on the floor. Langford reaches around Melo and gets called for a foul. Interesting to see the Celtics go back to Romeo Langford here. I don't love it. I get what Brad Stevens is looking for. Keep all these young guys involved, see what else they have. But it feels like at this point, Aaron Nesmith has begun to prove himself as that extra rotation piece for the Celtics. Meanwhile, in Portland, where, as I've said, there's been good play of late this past week or so for them. Damian Lillard, shades of frustration with Chris Haynes as Tatum goes full court to the rim and Portland's going to be called for an and well. Good full court take by Tatum. He was on pace for a 40-point game early on, 50-point game possibly even with the 24 in the first half. And slowing down a bit into the second half, but still 10 of 16, 28 points, 4 assists. The 4 turnovers have hurt. Nice early block as well, but he's up to 29 points after his record-breaking 60, or record-tying 60. I only say record-breaking because that continuation on Friday, and I was in the house for that Friday game between the Celtics and the Spurs, should have been a continuation in my opinion. Kanter loses a ball on a drive and dump. Looks like Norman Powell got in there and dumped that to him. Haven't loved Smart's game. Turnovers, tons of threes. I'm looking at his recent game chart as well. 1 of 4 against San Antonio. Missed that game against Charlotte. 1 of 10 against Oklahoma City. 3 of 7 against Charlotte in the Sunday loss. 2 of 10 against Brooklyn last Friday, and 1 of 5 in the game before that. We're now talking about 6 straight games, 7 straight games now where Marcus Smart has taken more than 4 threes. Aaron Nesmith gets into the lane for a floater, just misses it. Melo gonna scoop it up. So too many threes lately for Smart. Agree with the people who go crazy when he starts to take 7 in a game like this where he's not making any. Pritchard getting Tatum out on the run after a rebound. Melo just missed one in the lane. Tatum shoved out of bounds. Gonna be a foul call on Enes Kanter, it looks like. Anthony Simons picks up the foul. So Tatum's early and 1. And McCollum pull up 2, the lone buckets here in the 4th so far. Rob, quick toss to Peyton Pritchard on the inbounds. It's 105-101 Portland. Tatum, back and Powell down. Turnaround 2, no good. Rob, offensive rebound. That's a big one. Dish out to Aaron Nesmith. He's on fire, and he's got another one. He's hit 12 of 22. 13 of 23 now for Aaron Nesmith as he hits his 4th straight 3 to begin this game. He is well over 50% in this recent stretch now where he's been playing consistent minutes off the Celtics bench. Aaron Nesmith has been a revelation for this team, and you would think is putting himself in line to be a playoff contributor here, unthinkably, with just a few games to go in this season. It's been a rough stretch for him. Who I think's going to win the finals? I'm going with the Brooklyn Nets. I think they're going to get healthy at the right time here come postseason. I think most teams have had difficulty guarding them with any 2 of their 3 stars in their lineup. You saw today, great game between them and the Bucks. I thought the Bucks did some amazing things to free Giannis up, who had 47 against DeAndre Jordan. And that's really the only personnel that Brooklyn has to slow and even stand in front of Giannis is DeAndre Jordan, who physicality-wise is a good look there, but not ideally who Brooklyn wants to be playing for a full course of a game. So that's going to be a matchup problem. And of course, we've talked about Joel Embiid when they see Philadelphia. There is no one who stands a chance against Embiid in that matchup. You just got to hope if you're the Brooklyn Nets that you can outscore anybody, and it appears they can. Romeo Langford just misses just missed a hook in the lane, and Aaron Nesmith got up to the rim and flushed it back in, but they're calling it an offensive goaltend. Did not get off the rim. Was very close to doing so, but that's the right call there. And an important one in a 107-104 game. Melo pull up between 2 guys. Bit of a force there as Pritchard picks up the rebound. Another one for Peyton Pritchard, who has a handful of rebounds here. Dump to Rob. Quick dish into the lane for Nesmith. He goes up into a layup and hits it. 6 for 6 game for Aaron Nesmith. Make it 6 of 7 rather on the miss there. 16 points, 4 rebounds, another 16-point game for Aaron Nesmith. 3 straight in double figures. 107-106 Portland. He's now guarding CJ McCollum. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Dish out to Powell, and it looks like it's going to be a shot clock violation. Celtics stand in there and get the stop. Aaron Nesmith was 7 of 9 against the Spurs, 6 of 12 against the Hornets on Wednesday, and now tonight with a 6 of 7 game. 13 of his last 23 from three. That's Aaron Nesmith, and that's 56.5%. Pritchard, Celtics are down one. Tatum lining up Nurkic now. Wild miss, but Thompson with a putback, and they don't know what they're calling there. Another goaltend? The Celtics have to challenge that. That was way out of the cylinders. Thompson threw it back down, and that's going to be a go-ahead basket that the Celtics are needing, and they should challenge this. And now they're not allowing Brad Stevens to challenge it. So the Blazers got the ball in bounds apparently, and they did not allow the Celtics to challenge what looked like an obvious putback by Tristan Thompson. Makes no sense. Blazers stay up one, and it's going to be a controversial call if this one stays as close as it has been throughout the night. Nurkic, CJ, three, good. Goes from what would have been a 1-point Celtic advantage to now a 4-point Trailblazers lead. Marcus Smart, Evan Fournier, Tristan Thompson, Jayson Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. They go for an alley-oop to Tatum and another turnover. This time Marcus Smart on the lob attempt. Melo transition three is good. Make it a 7-point game and a timeout by the Celtics. They unwound a bit after the failed challenge attempt, or the failure to get a challenge attempt in at all. And now the Blazers go off for two straight threes in a game where they're shooting 50% from outside. It's another brutal showing by the Celtics defense against this Blazers group. Been tough to keep up with the pace and the intensity with which those threes and baskets and breaks into the zone are coming at the Celtics defense right now. Norman Powell, 7 of 12. Covington, solid game, 36 from three. Nurkic, even with a three-pointer, all five Trailblazers in double figures, and now Carmelo Anthony as well with a 4-7 game. CJ, 10 of 18. Lillard, the worst of them, 8 of 17, but still a 3 of 8 stroke from three and 12 assists for Damian Lillard and a double-double so far. He'll have a chance at a triple-double here if he can grab 6 rebounds. 6:48 to go. Celtics are going to need a run. They were sticking with the starters. Tristan Thompson got a putback dunk to go, and he hasn't had a lot of baskets in a 1-6 game here. Blazers have outscored the Celtics by 20 points when he's been on the floor. Rob Williams hasn't been much better here. 2 of 3, 4 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. They've won his minutes, but overall they've left him stranded in the high post, and they're dropping Enes Kanter when he's out there, making it difficult for the Celtics to get shots at the rim because of that. Thompson, not much of a floor stretcher either. He's going to be playing that same position when he's out there. I just seen our guy Big Business making fun of Semi Ojeleye, saying that he's going to be working at Best Buy soon the way Aaron Nesmith's playing. I do not condone the career damping tweets, but that was pretty funny. Haven't seen Semi Ojeleye in a long time. That's certainly one guy who looks like he's going to be out of the Celtics rotation into the playoffs, as they are getting down to the wire here when it comes to deciding who's going to play and who isn't in these games. Like I said, surprised to see Romeo Langford out there tonight. Another sensational game from Aaron Nesmith. And you would think that he would be the last wing standing out there when it comes to the backup role. Evan Fournier, though, big story in this one. Him able to get his shot to go, hitting 7 straight shots in this one, and he is back on the floor now for crunch time when the Celtics need more than a handful, down 7 with just under 7 minutes to go. Heat, as we said, leading elsewhere. They are up 72-66 early in the third quarter in Charlotte. LaMelo Ball is back. He's balling. You saw that underhand dip pass in the Miles Bridges in the post. I believe that was yesterday or 2 days ago on Friday when he was able to get that one to go for an assist. He's back from a fractured wrist, and Marcus Smart is back from a handful of misses with a 3-point shot on a kickout. Nice rhythm jumper from Marcus Smart that cuts the lead in half, 113-109. Powell dumping the Nurkic. He dives under Brown and finishes, 115-109. 6:06 to go. Smart setting up Tatum on Lillard. Fadeaway 2, and a slow second half for Tatum continues with a miss. He was so hot in that first half. Looks like he's going to be pushing for 60 again, the way he was hitting shots late in that half. Lillard now, fake shot, short roll Nurkic. He finds Powell to his right, tips a rebound that was going right to Powell, and Nurkic just knocked the ball away from Powell and what would have been an easy putback, and it goes into the hands of Evan Fournier. Powell with his follow-through trying to grab that ball, hit Marcus Smart in the face, and he's on the ground now. Certainly going to be a review on that. I don't think that'll be a flagrant foul, but it was definitely some excessive level of contact there. It was just a basketball motion, but I don't know what they'll say about it. I have no clue. Aaron Nesmith has Boston's last 2 buckets, 2 of their last 3 with the Marcus Smart 3. McCollum and Anthony hitting back-to-back threes after a bad call on a Tristan Thompson putback attempt. And they call it a common foul, which is probably the right call there. Powell was just chasing a rebound and hit Smart on the face pretty aggressively, but no malice there, it looked like. Those CJ and Melo threes now still a deciding factor in this game. Nurkic got a hook shot to go. .505 to go now. 115-111 after Celtics basket. CJ matches. Marcus Smart and CJ going back and forth, and Marcus Smart taking control of this offense for the Celtics for better or worse. And now he shoots a step back three and misses. 117 to 111. You'd like to get Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown some touches here, but Marcus Smart aggressively looking for his shot. He just rimmed out on that one. Now Fournier knocks DJ into the backcourt. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Fournier strips him again. He's got the ball. He sends Tatum out at the other basket for a make. Evan Fournier has had a sensational game and now getting involved on defense again, like we saw early in his tenure. Powell, kick out for CJ, fake over Brown and hits it on the other side of him. 120 to 113. So what do you guys think? Marcus Smart, a couple makes here, 2 of 3 over the last couple attempts. But you would like to see Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown get some looks here, right? This is what we talk about, getting the ball away from the best players in crunch time. You'd like to see the best players at least get some touches here. If Marcus Smart ends up getting the best shot at the end of these possessions, fine. But jumping right into the zone and pulling up the way they have is not great. Wow, LaMelo, you're going to see it on your timeline with another incredible football-style pass to Terry Rozier to beat the buzzer going into halftime tonight in Charlotte. And we're keeping an eye on that game, of course, because as the Celtics trail by 7, the Heat lead by 11 midway through that third quarter here. Celtics will fall all the way from the 5 seed, where they sat on Friday, to the 7 seed if they end up losing this one and the Heat win. Obviously, 1 week from today, them and the Heat begin a critical 2-game series that might decide who ends up in the play-in tournament and who does not. Marcus Curry here is the Freudian slip, or maybe not, of Must 31. He needs to pass the ball more. I think he's done a good job finding guys on lobs and such tonight. His assist total is probably looking solid. But overall, ball control, shot selection from Smart regressing a bit. 4 of 14, 11 points, 8 assists to go with 3 turnovers. Jayson Tatum, 5 turnovers as well with the Celtics, turning it over 16 times overall. And with 3:40 to go, the Blazers just called a timeout to follow Boston's timeout. Celtics bench. Aaron Nesmith, 6 of 7. Rob Williams, 2 of 3. Peyton Pritchard, 4 of 5. And Romeo Langford hit the only shot he took, an alley-oop. They won Nesmith and Williams minutes by 13 points. The problem, Marcus Smart, minus 16. Jayson Tatum, minus 14. Evan Fournier, minus 13. And Tristan Thompson, a game worse, minus 20. That's what the Celtics are trying to overcome right now. Enes Kanter, again, -20 as well. Celtics have done a good job taking advantage of him when they've played him this year. They know what he's all about. They know how he's dropping and where he's going to be on the defensive end of the floor. It's very easy to highlight and take advantage of his defense in the middle there. One twenty, 113, 3:40 to go. It's Smart, Rob in for Thompson, Fournier, Brown, and Tatum. Tatum gets downhill slash pass Lillard. Rob goes up. Alley-oop, rims out, and free throws coming for Robert Williams. He got under Rob on the alley-oop attempt. Yusuf Nurkic did. And the Blazers are taking another timeout to make us sit here longer. So I might as well say you can join us tonight for Celtics postgame. All 5 of us are going to be in the house, I believe. Sherrod, Josue Pavone, Jimmy Toscano, and John Zanis on this Greek Easter, where we're going to be breaking this one down, talking to you guys after on the Locker Room app, as we have been every single night. It was unfortunate to see it not work on Friday after maybe the best game of the season, although we did put together a chat with Cedric Maxwell, who obviously was witness to Kevin McHale's 56-point game, as well as Larry Bird's original 60-point game that took 36 years for someone else to match, as Jayson Tatum did it on Friday. Max compared, contrasted the two, broke down Jayson Tatum's game. Ton of conversation between everybody. That is available on the Celtics post-game podcast stream. Wherever you get your podcast, you can find that one. Yeah, our Celtics post-game overtime on Locker Room. I know they're still trying to get that Android app moving. It seems to be out, but not fully for everyone yet. So in the meantime, you Android listeners can go to that podcast stream and listen to those on demand. I would assume Muss is talking about Celtics' chances against the Heat, Knicks, Hawks, and Hornets in the play-in tournament. We'll see. The Knicks could possibly drop. I think the Celtics and Heat are in an either-or situation. I can't see both them dropping in, and it looks like the Hornets will be involved in some shape or form in that play-in tournament, just given how the games are lined up, who they're playing, as well as the standings as they currently are. They got quite a bit of ground to make up, but also teams to surpass to get into that spot. Can't rule out the Knicks from dropping to that, but they're probably the least likely to end up in that tournament right now, the way they've been playing this year, just knocking off win after win. And it looks like they're going to beat the Toronto Raptors, or the Houston Rockets, rather. 81-64 is the score out there in the third quarter, as they maintain a stranglehold on that 4th seed in the East. Couple more wins, and they could be wrapping that one up, at least a place in that 4-5 series with the Atlanta Hawks. 120-13. Rob Williams just split a pair of free throws at the line. Lillard gets Evan Fournier. He's going one-on-one. Celtics not bringing the double. He's staying at the TD symbol. He's crossing over. Fournier staying with him. Step back 3. Hits the front rim and out. Marcus Smart. Oh, to Tatum. I'm going to have a chance for a bucket here. He defers to Evan Fournier, who hits. Of course he does. Evan Fournier has hit everything tonight, and now he hits his most important one yet to make a 6-point game, a 3-point game, 120-117. The Celtics have another late burst in them like they did on April 12th against the Blazers. Fournier is 8 of 10, 5 of 7 from 3, and has 21 points as the Blazers find Melo wide open. And Nurkic picks up the offensive rebound and gets fouled from behind by Robin Fournier chasing the board. And now Marcus Smart trying to get through a screen action by Yusuf Nurkic. Looks like it's a foul on Nurkic turning that shoulder. Him and Smart collided hard, but it's going to be Celtics ball. Nurkic is down on the floor injured. Certainly looks like a moving screen by Nurkic. Might have hit his knee. Groin pain. Something down below is hurting. And he's in that universal position that looks like some groin pain. And the officials are looking at the play. Of course they are. Just like Evan Fournier hitting every shot, every play has been reviewed here in this fourth quarter. Our guy Jones on the NBA asks, what is Robert Williams stealing? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the chat. Here's what I said. Gotta get up my replies. Nice face-up scorer when he gets a quick touch. You know, those quick catch and dunks underneath. Quick catch and layup. Not a ton of post moves. I don't think he'll ever develop those. I don't think you need him all that much in the league today. I'm interested to see where his jump shot goes. I don't think that is going to be a big part of his game going forward, but you do see a nice form from him. Doesn't hit a ton of free throws yet, so we'll see. That one could probably go either way, but I'm leaning on no. One of the best per minute rebounders in basketball. That's already undisputed, as well as one of the best lob threats in the NBA, which I don't think he has much competition for among centers. Defensive anchor potential, positioning's got to get down, pick and pop defense. Ton of stuff from him on that end that could be cleaned up beyond the potential that he's already shown on that end. And his passing vision, very few bigs can compare already to that. So all in all, I think he can be one of the best role centers in this league. I don't see Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Jokic, that kind of stuff for him. I think he'll be that high end role guy like Clint Capella. You can think of Mitchell Robinson. DeAndre Jordan in his prime. Who else could you throw in that conversation? Bam Adebayo, maybe? It's possible. I mean, I think he compares favorably to an early development Bam, but Bam has come along much quicker. You want me to call Kyrie Irving Kylie Irving? Unlikely, but thanks for the suggestion. Do agree with this though. Lillard should be in the same conversation as Curry and Kyrie. Maybe if discontent continues to grow out there, he'll get into a bigger market and be able to make that kind of statement on the league. He's probably due and probably has deserved it, but will he opt instead to be the greatest trailblazer ever, which is certainly a possibility here. I like his chances to go down above Clyde Drexler and Brandon Roy and some of these other guys that have played there. As Marcus Smart just got ejected. Marcus Smart just got ejected from this game on what seemed to originally be called a foul on Nurkic for a moving screen. And the officiating has taken a weird turn here in this fourth quarter. And now with a flagrant 2 call, Damian Lillard is shooting 2 free throws, getting the ball, and possibly ending this game here for Portland. Just a stunning call. Unbelievable call. So Rob, Fournier, Brown, Pritchard, Tatum is the new closing 5 here. And it could help the Celtics if they're able to get some good looks for Pritchard here. And Pritchard takes a charge immediately. Quick impact from Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench for the ejected Marcus Smart. Gets a foul on Lillard in the lane. Lillard can't believe it. 121 to 117. So it was a technical foul call on Marcus Smart for the hit on Nurkic. Technical foul was the call, so the ejection there is frankly stunning. And they still kept it as a moving screen on Nurkic. Just a stunning call by the officials. Pritchard now goes to the bench. It's Tatum, Fournier, Rob, possibly Neesmith checking into the game. Tatum hits a free throw, makes it a 2-point game. 121 to 119 with 121 to go. Romeo Langford is in the game for defensive purposes, it appears. Which is an interesting choice in its own right. And now they mess up a screen immediately. Melo and Romeo can't get a screen communication called, and it's 124-119. Do not know why Romeo Langford is in this game, but him and Tatum just miscommunicate on a switch. There's all but going to cost the Celtics this game. Tatum turns it over. Powell goes to the net. It's 126-119. So I don't know why Romeo was in the game. I want to run that one back quick and see what happened there in the switch between Tatum and Romeo Langford that obviously completely took the Celtics out of this game after they got within 2. So here's that last play. Lillard brought the ball into the zone. You get some screen action from Melo. Nurkic goes diving. Rob stays with Nurkic, of course. Tatum and Romeo end up swapped on the perimeter, and it looks like Tatum is the one who misplayed the situation. Romeo sticks with Lillard. Tatum and Fournier and Rob all go chasing toward Melo, and that was the game there. That mistake might have actually been on Tatum. And the Celtics, with this loss, are going to fall back into the playing game. There are all the excitement, jubilation, and momentum of Friday. That's how close the Eastern Conference is. One loss going to sink them from 5 to 7. And somehow, after a collision along the sideline, Tatum and Brown just ran into each other and twisted each other's ankles. And Jaylen Brown is now jumping to the locker room. Jayson Tatum is down in some pain. And a bad situation quickly becomes a nightmare, as it looked like Jayson Tatum's going to leave this game as well. And there's the 2021 Celtics season. That is unfathomable as we watch this replay here. Carmelo Anthony has thrown the ball in. Brown and Tatum both attack Powell on the inbound catch, and they both collide with each other's legs and go down with holding their right ankles. I mean, I don't even know what to say. All right, let's call it a night. Celtics are going to lose to the Portland Trail Blazers, and all eyes will go to the health of Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. We'll see you on Celtics postgame. A bad night becomes a disaster as Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown both left the game with ankle injuries on the same exact play. We will see you over on Celtics postgame.